Hello once again my friends and welcome to another PhilbertGreen painting video. As always, this isn't really fresh tutorial, but I do hope it does so if you're following along at home. So, you've already seen what happens when your dog's fleas get infected with the T-virus, then let's have a look at what happens when that mutation goes horribly wrong. The next video in the Last Escape expansion box, these double-headed bug-eyed beasties are out for grey matter inside our survivors' skulls. Yes, these brain suckers are ready to replace the core set Drain Demos with a much deadlier variant. Much the same as our Demos adversaries, we've got two different mini-sculpts to work with. Just like my other videos, if you are following along at home, just take your time and go at a pace that you are comfortable with. As ever, we'll be starting off by basing them with Mechanicus Standard Grey. With our suspiciously extra-limbed friends now based up, I started by using Zandri Dust to paint the bodies of our monsters, avoiding their heads and shell-like spines. In the next couple of clips, it will look like I've painted one of their heads the same colour, however I changed my mind about halfway through the painting process, as you will see later on. As always, I thinned down my paints and applied at least 2 thin coats. Next up, I used Corvus Black to paint their sort of underneath head and spine, then painted their overspines and heads, including the part coiling around, using Deathworld Forest to give them 2 different coloured body parts. Yeah, remember earlier how I said that I changed my mind? Well, here's me changing my mind. I next used our go-to special paint for Tooth and Claw, Rakarth Flesh, to paint our new adversaries' extra long fingernails on all 5 of their limbs. Then I just used a small amount of Khorne Red to paint the gnarly muscly bits in between their 2 hind legs, if those really are their hind legs. For the next stage, I used Jokaero Orange to paint their dangly mouth bits, just to make them look even more alien. Now that these bad boys are looking good, it's time for the washes. I used Nuln Oil Gloss to paint all over their bodies, heads, the muscly bits, and their carapace-like spiny bits, much like the Drain Demos counterparts, to make them look all wet and gross, just like they've clambered right out of the sewer. Then I followed that up with Agrax Earthshade for their claws. Staying with Agrax for a moment, I used a small amount next to paint around their eyes just to get it into the recesses around them. Then I very carefully painted the eyes with white scar for a base layer, then I used a technical paint called Tesseract Glow to paint over the white scar to achieve a wicked looking luminous green effect. The final step was, of course, to base them with, and sing along together now, Astrogranite, Nuln Oil Wash, Celestra Grey Dry Brush. The last of the enemy models available to us in Resi 3, these guys get the red band around the base to fit in with the rest of this horde that's been nipping at our heels. And there you have it. 5 flailing legs of fearsome ferocity, ready to pounce on unsuspecting victims from their hiding spots and drink those delicious fluids from inside their skulls. These guys were actually really fun to paint. I wasn't sure when I started out about the colour scheme at all, but once I got started, everything sort of fell into place, and I'm really happy with that finished result. The Tesseract Glow glowing green eyes came out really nicely and provide a unique look for an even more unique looking adversary. The Nuln Oil Gloss works really well to make them look shimmering and wet when it catches the light, just like the sewer-dwelling creatures that they are. I'm looking forward to deploying these guys on the tabletop and finding out how differently they play to their Drain Demos counterparts. Although, I'll probably regret that statement when they absolutely wreck our band of survivors. Once again, thank you all for watching, I really do appreciate it, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Stay safe, survivors!